Hey, honey. Hey, everybody. Sorry, I got my dog here. Hey, Lucy. You want to say hi to everybody? Say hi to everybody. Hello. Okay, honey. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am so far behind today. I haven't even looked at the calendar for today. Nothing. I have been so busy. I started working yesterday about 6:30 in the morning, did the live stream, and continued to sit at my desk until 7:45 last night. Never left. Woke up this morning, started working again at 6, probably about 6:20, 6:30. And I am right here, and I just turned on the charts. It's like, man, I don't know what's going on, but all of a sudden I am on fire busy. I contracted a house yesterday. I sold another one for cash yesterday, and I got another one to contract today. And I got an appointment this afternoon for another one that I got to go see the property. So anyways, let's see here. So we had some news at 8:30 and then not much else. All right. How's everybody doing? Last thing you can do is just get anxious about the fact that you've been, doing whatever. I mean, enough of these trades are going to set up. Now, when I left this live stream yesterday, right? Yes, Christine. When I left this live stream yesterday, I specifically told everybody in the live stream, right here, I specifically said, we were sitting in here, I said, I want this price to go up and over these lines, come down and test the bottom line, which is the blue one, and then go long. There's your trade. And it went right back to the high. There's your money. I can't make it clearer than that. There's your money. You know how much money that is in the YM if you did 2 contracts? Shit, that's well over $1,000. When I closed the chat down yesterday, I told everybody that's the trade I'd be looking for the rest of the day. Specifically said that. It was a beauty, Jeff. I mean, God dang. I mean, it's like, there's the point, there's the rotation, there's the target. Anyways, so let me kind of get my bearings right now. I don't want to jump into anything and do something stupid. So I just want to kind of see the market get a little bit rhythmic. That's important. It's got to get into some kind of rhythm. It's got to show me by looking to the left that it's respecting either my, 9 EMA or respecting my static lines or whatever. Right now, we're just doing a lot of battling. So right now, the market's not making a determination. Are we going to go long or are we going to go high? So I'm just going to kind of wait. I go back and look at the live stream before I signed off. I mentioned that trade, and I think I mentioned something similar in the RTY, but I know I specifically brought up that YM trade because I specifically said, make sure when the crossover happens that it comes and tests the lowest static line, and then it'll rotate up. And that's exactly what it did. I think if I do enough of these live streams, you guys, will be like, oh God, Bob, this really, I mean, nothing simple, but it'll start getting clearer and clearer and clearer to you that you can feel confident to turn on these charts, turn on these simple moving average lines, and feel confident that you can sit down also, take some trades, make some money, have a couple losers and not get upset and nervous about it. And, that kind of stuff. And that's really should be that really should be your goal, in my opinion, in sitting in here, is to just, start recognizing, oh, I see what's happening here. Oh, I see what's happening here. Oh, this is like what happened last Thursday. Oh, yeah, this is what we're going to do. This is where our entry should be. And then what you'll do is kind of what I do now. I laugh about it because I think it's funny because I used to live in a time and day and age in trading where I was really just basically guessing. Now I don't guess. There were some beautiful movements all throughout the day yesterday, even after we shut this stream down. There was some. I just went back and looked at some charts. I'm like, Jesus, we had some beautiful movement yesterday. I mean, every person that falls under this premise of how I trade should have made money yesterday. I mean, seriously. Yeah, David, I don't have that kind of nerve. I don't have that kind of nerve, but yeah, that's not my favorite NQ setup, but I mean, it worked, but that one scares me. Why does it scare you, Bob? Well, because we came down here. We came down here. And then we came down here. I mean, I don't like when we meander. I want us to be a little bit more direct. And we're still a little bit early in the morning for me to start. Yeah. I would love to see this YM run long. After this pull down, I would love to see this YM run long, maybe break this high, come back, hit our gold line, and then take a long. I would like to see that. Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities. Like my screenshot for this live stream was my trades yesterday in the YM. And those were $800. Just bing, bing. 2 specific trades, 2 specific spots, one a static line, one a 1 minute gold line. And both of them made, a rotation for $400 for me. I mean, just nice, simple rotations without the market acting, ridiculously crazy. I like to stay away from the frenzy. I need momentum. I need deliberateness, but I need the frenzy to not exist. It's kind of a fine line. So I'm up, yesterday, $570 some dollars. For the week so far, because I didn't trade it all on Monday. I'm battling a little cold right now too. I don't specifically feel very good. I definitely have a fever, and I I definitely have a fever. I definitely have a temperature. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, YM. Go ahead. Do it. Do it. Run up through that high. Run up through that high. Let's go. Run up through that high. Give me a rotation to the gold line, and let's go. I don't watch shit, Jeff, because I don't need things to distract me. That'll make me potentially talk myself out of a proper setup. All right, so here we go. Here we go with the YM. This is what I asked for. So what I want is this 9 EMA to start running up here. Let me see what we got above us. Oh, this is the prior day's high, so we have nothing above us. Okay, that's good. Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about, Jeff. I mean, there's so many ways you could put so many things on your charts that'll just, excuse me for this language, but they'll just fuck with your mind. Simple. I look at some traders' charts, man, and I'm like, there's just so much stuff on your how do you even know what's a trade? And then they'll be like, well, the oscillator showed me this. Yeah, because the oscillator actually continued that movement after the fact, and you see the movement go that way. If the movement didn't go that way, that oscillator wouldn't be looking like that. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If the trade looked good and you look down at the oscillator, that confirms, oh, yeah, that was the trade. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, the ES is doing the same thing. Well, you shouldn't be, by the way, Dominic, you shouldn't be surprised by that. At this point in time, you should not be surprised that the ES and the YM are doing the same thing. I just feel more comfortable taking the YM as a trade. Come on, YM. Come on, baby. Now, what I don't want it to do is to just rotate back to this break, because my 9's not there yet. You see that? See how this break? A lot of times when we break an area, price will come back and actually test the break area. I don't want that. I want it to go to my gold line. I see gold has gone into its meandering mode, but it's up over $4,200. That's just insane. It's insane. It's just insane. Just total insanity. It's very sad that gold is at $4,200. It's very sad. It's very sad. For anybody that knows a damn thing about economics, you should be sad. All right, so we've screwed this up. So what we can hope for now, so let's talk out here out loud. So we popped through this top of this candle right here to the long side and then broke down. So now I am not looking for a 1 minute gold line. Instead, what I'm looking for is a deliberate move back to the daily high and then a rotation long. So I've changed my potential entry. The whole thing's sad, Ryan. It's freaking ridiculous. Yeah, gold is just insane. It's just ridiculous. It pisses me off. All right, the NQ might actually give us a setup for those of you that may be looking at that, because it's actually done the crossover and it's through the current high. I'm done with this for now. I hope everybody understands why. This right here, breaking this, ended this. The only thing I want now for a long, unless it's going to reset back through the high, is it to come back down to here. So I'm going to focus on the RTY potential and the NQ potential. So let me get the NQ down here. Shit, I remember gold at $300. Yeah, I see that, Jim. Yep. I would like to get a rotation in the NQ, leaving me some room knowing that this is where they're going. I'd like to get a pullback right here to here and take that long back to there. Because if I can get in about here, I got a good 25 points to the high. Yeah. So right now I'm focused on the RTY and the NQ. Now gold is starting to break out of its area. Jesus. Okay, well, shit, we might have a gold trade setting up too. Oh boy. All right. I got to keep my eyes open. I've got gold over here to my left too. I can't get three of them on the same screen. But gold may be doing the same situation as these two right now. Yep, there you go, Jim. Jim, why don't you just do the chat for the gold? I'll do the equities. Shit. Oh man, God, I don't feel good. Now YM is doing what I said. So let me just pull this back and look at it. Let me explain to you. So once it broke back through the high, now we reset the pullback. Okay, now we can do a pullback to that gold line, and then a rotation long. All right, so I'm gonna because the NQ is kind of getting hung up here and not doing that pullback the way we want. See that? I'm gonna drag this out of the way. Plus, I got the daily high above us. That's going to hinder us. So I'm going to go back to looking at the YM, the RTY. And obviously, Jim's going to keep us. No, you're good, Jim. I meant that as a positive. You tell them what to do. I miss so many trades. There's too many instruments up here. I miss trades. Man, gold is just running now. I wish it would run it back to its. So ideal situation. Let me just grab gold over here. So see gold reset, crossed over, created this donkey. Now here's our break line right here. See that? And if you look to our left, you'll see that's been a pivot break. So what would be really nice is if we pull back to here now, because we've also tested the break and the 9 EMA at the same time. That's like 2-for-1 type deal. What are we doing here? Stop. Man, I screwed up something here. There we go. All right. All right. Let me get a look at this NQ. Gold it hasn't confirmed yet. Gold has not confirmed yet. If it does, I'll let you know. Boy, that was a beautiful, by the way, David, that was a beautiful run from the open to the high. That really was a beautiful run from there to there. Nobody should be surprised that it did that. It's just I don't have the capazzas to do that on that trade in the morning. That early in the morning. But that did it. Look at that rotation. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Jesus. I'm sorry. That rotation from there to there in the NQ, off the prior day open to the prior day high, like literally in a straight line. That's amazing. Just amazing. I'm going to develop myself to that stage one day. I am. Yeah, it didn't pierce yet. Gold has not set up yet. It has not relinquished the pattern yet in gold. I am looking in the NQ now because we crossed over the prior day high. So we may get a combination set up in NQ. That would be nice where we get the, so let me pull that down here. Jesus, shit just moving. Where we come back down here and do a prior day high crossover retest and the 1 minute gold line at the same time. That would be nice. Jesus. We're just patience. Market's running. I mean, it's just running wild, but it'll start breathing. And when it starts breathing, that's when we can start looking for opportunities. Right now, it's just running wild. Jesus. Okay, look at that RTY. Come on, RTY. Come on, baby. Come on. You would be wonderful for this because you've been running in a lot more of a straight line today than the YM. Oddly enough, the RTY is running in a much more straight line than the YM today. God dang. Woo. But gold may now actually do the pattern, but it's struggling to pull back. Just like all these are. They're all struggling to pull back right now. Come on. Somebody, man. NQ, I had so much promise in you. I thought you were going to roll over and test that high. Well, it may. Once it gets done with this morning pressure to the long side, it may. Keep in mind, the more space that goes from here to here, okay? The more space that goes from here to here, the better the likelihood that when it does come back and test the top, that you've got more room for a target to the upside. You'll have an actual target that you can see. So again, patience, 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 patience. Man, I'd love to see that NQ come and test that prior day high right now. God, that would be beautiful. That would be a wonderful trade, because you're talking 50 points minimum from what would be a good entry point to where the top is now, which is $1,000 a contract on the NQ. I mean, it would be a wonderful setup. I'm going to look at this RTY. I need this to come back further. Come on. Shit, man. Where are we? From here across to there. Man, Jesus. I want you to slam down. Slam down. Keep going. Just keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Just keep going down. Keep going down. Keep going down. Come on. I really want it to go back and down in here, so that we have a bigger boomerang effect to the long side, either off the red line or like with the the NQ off of the prior day high. See, these two are dead. The YM and the RTY are going to be dead in the next 20 seconds. They're too far down. They're too far gone. But we may be able to salvage something here. No, that's dead too. The ES did it, but it's so far suspended. Suspended meaning it's so far out in the middle of nowhere. I just don't have confidence in that ES. The ideal setup is this to run down to here. This NQ. That is honestly the best setup we could have right now, in my opinion. See, if I got less and less. I'm going to just mention something here, okay? So you guys kind of get an idea. I got less and less. I'm going to point this out to you, okay? I got less and less excited about a 1 minute gold line the further we got away from the red line. It's just one of the further we get away from that red line, the less I'm interested in a 1 minute gold line, in my opinion, because we just don't have, we're overextended. We're way overbought. And I'm asking it to boomerang back up. You got to get that feeling of that tension, that stretching, that pulling, that pushing, that energy. And when you're way extended to one side or the other, unless there's some kind of dynamic news forcing the market one direction or another, it gets harder and harder for those 1 minute gold lines to work. I got my eye on gold, but I got that same problem with gold right now. We just got too far extended, in my opinion. You could in gold. I'm not taking it. It's too extended for me. Again, it's just, we're just so far away from the red line. See, here we go. So gold, right now at this point, because we are so far extended from the red line, the ideal situation, in my opinion, is gold to rotate itself back to that 5 minute red line, and that be the trade. I wouldn't be stabbing at gold right now. I mean, it's destroyed that 9 EMA. God dang, I'm sweating. Whew, Jesus. Are you going to go gold? Are you going to go? There was a lot of buys right there. You saw that. For those of you that took it, you saw that. There were a lot of, damn it. I keep getting stuck. There were a lot of buys right there when this thing broke that candle, but I'm not confident in it. But it may go. It may. I'm not taking it. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Let's get some coffee and some aspirin. Let me get this out of the way. Why can I not get this thing to move? Sorry about that. I'm struggling today because I'm pretty sick. Let's see here. Why is that doing that? Gold, are you going to make it back to that pivot? Yeah. It's this cold snuck up on me yesterday, and today it's kicking my ass. And I did so much work yesterday. I'm like, I got 3 houses to contract in 2 days between yesterday and today. It's insane. It's like go out of town and then the whole world turns upside down. Oh my gosh. I've heard Dominic, I've heard quite a few people telling me they're sick. One of my customers was telling me like her whole family is sick. One of the ones I'm doing a contract for today. I know I'm sick. I'm starting to get a fever. I went and got some aspirin and some more coffee. Whew. I'm struggling. Come on. Let's do something dynamic. Obviously, this isn't dynamic. That's why I didn't go with that. I did not go with that. Yeah, yeah. I'm hearing you. I hear you. I hear you about that. It's like started yesterday with my eyes watering and itching, and then my throat hurting, and then today it's very obvious to me that I have a fever. It's like the market just went to sleep. Come on, guys. Well, Joe, it did do that. It actually did do that. It did do that. Pretty good observation. I preferred off of a static line, not off of a 9 EMA, but it did do that. Yeah, too late to enter. I don't like that setup in space and or off of a moving average. More on a red line, but not on a 1 minute gold line. But more off of a static line. You guys may start to realize something about me. I'm just very picky about the trade setups that I take. Again, I use the premise I can only lose my money once. And I also give myself, again, because somebody emailed me and asked me, how did you learn to have discipline? How did you learn? I'm going to tell you, one of the main things was to give myself a really realistic goal for the week, which is $1,000. That way I don't feel pressed to take trades and I can be more selective. And even though I'm not pressed to take trades, if the trades do set up and I do take them, it's just like last week, I made $2,709. Well, that's almost 3 times my goal. And I didn't even trade Friday. And I only made $100 on either Monday or Tuesday last week. So what I tried to do is self-induce removing the stress of having to perform. And it allows me to be more focused, to like the 2 trades that I took in the YM yesterday that I was highly confident in based off of, the candles formations and the price action and all that stuff. And they both worked absolutely wonderful. Hold on. Sorry. Holy cow. You see what I mean? Whew. That's what I'm talking about. I'm sick. Whew. Whew. Yeah, I'm barely holding it together right now. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. Anyways, I didn't want to sneeze all over my screens. But I mean, and one of the things that I've learned also is that there are just some days the trades just don't set up. So I don't feel pressed to have to make money that day. And that would have been like Monday of last week. I only made $100. Now, yesterday, I had so much to do, but yesterday was a blessing of a trading day. I mean, yesterday it was beautiful setups, left, right, all over the place, and very clear for me to see. I mean, yesterday was wonderful. Just in the YM alone, you could have easily made a couple grand without any stress. No problem, Bill. I mean, I'm so far behind at work, I got to be up anyways. By the way, notice gold went right back to that pivot and then rotated over. I mean, it just doesn't have any energy in it right now. Yeah, there was news yesterday, and there was a lot of players in the market, probably because Columbus Day, they didn't work. And I mean, the rotations in specifically, you go back and you look at YM, the rotations in YM yesterday were just beautiful. Unbelievably, just beautiful. Holy cow. I'm still looking at that NQ setup that I've talked about before. I'm still looking at it. I mean, just because the market goes dormant doesn't mean I've given up on, something happening. But, right, look at, I would love this to go from here to here and then get a rotation back up to there. And right now, price is picking up a little bit, so maybe we'll get that. Yeah, right now, price is picking up a little. I mean, we're getting that. some energy. So hopefully now the RTY is looking, Dominic, you took the words out of my mouth. The RTY is definitely looking at a potential setup for the red line. I just need some rotation. I want something bigger. I want price to move. That's why that red line looks good. There's rotation there. All the energy to go from here to here is going to help the boomerang effect from here to a profit target. God, I might actually go the whole day without taking a damn trade. I mean, I guess that's not the end of the world, but come on, RTY. Come on. Start moving. Somebody move. I was on work calls all this morning, so I didn't even look at any pre-market. So I have no idea. I mean, I literally went live when I hung up my phone. So I was not even cognizant of where price was on any of these instruments, which was 945. And since 945, I mean, I have really seen nothing. But that doesn't mean it's not going to come to life. Good for you, Orville. You're making too much damn money anyways, Orville. You're making way too much money anyways. You need to sleep in. Now the market will start moving because Orville's here. What the hell's going on over here with this YM? I don't know. This is ugly. That is just disgustingly ugly. Now, a direct move from here to here would be a potential trade. Nothing to this red line is going to be a potential trade. We've had too much BS here. But if we can get a direct move from here to here, the prior day high in a rotation, that would be a potential trade for me. There you go, Orville. Awesome. That's really good. I've been on the phone all morning since shit like 7. And I didn't even look at the charts until when I went live at 9:45. So I just haven't seen anything to trade yet. But there are some things, some ugliness starting to set up. I would love to see either the RTY continue to do what it's doing. I'd like it to be a little more deliberate here soon, back to that red line, or I'd like to see that YM slam to the prior day high, because we did not test. Look at this. We rotated over and down and rotated back over. We have yet to test the top of the prior day high. Keep those things in mind. Those are like checkpoints that price has a tendency to seek before it does something else. This becomes like a checkpoint because they never tested it yet. See how we got the high here? We blew right through the high and then blew right back through it again. and then blew right back through it again. I was focused on this when I was hoping for a crossover retest right here and then a long back to at least here. So they have not tested the prior day high top yet. So that's what we got to pay attention to in the YM. Just like yesterday when I shut the stream off and they did that crossover retest, boom, gone. Yeah, GC broke the pivot to the downside. But GC is pretty much dormant right now. I would love to see it run down to the prior day high now, because I'm not sure it tested it either. It reached for it. Well, actually, it did test it at what, 5 in the morning? Yeah, it tested the prior day high at 5:21 in the morning. And then that was it. So I wouldn't mind gold doing that. God dang it. Excuse me here. See gold over here. I wouldn't mind it. It reached for it here, didn't get it. I wouldn't mind it running down and doing this. That would be a big stretch for it, but I mean, I wouldn't be upset if that happened. Oh, Jesus. Well, somebody do something. Right now, YM, just run down to that prior day high. Let's get that spot tested. Let's get it over with. Yeah, I don't know if RTY is going to get there either. It's certainly not making me confident that it's stretching the rubber band in the process. Oh, my freaking head. I'm looking, and then also, well, I don't know. There's multiple possibilities, but something has to start moving for me to start saying, hey, here's something. Oh, absolutely, Dominic. Look at what it did yesterday. I mean, shit, man. I took 2 static line trades yesterday in the YM. No, I took 1. I called out the other before I shut the chat down. Both of them easily $1,000. Both of them easily $1,000. Both static line setups in the YM yesterday, easily $1,000. Easily. Like, not even a breeze, not even a stress. Yeah, gold's hitting the red line. I want to see a consolidation candle possible before I get too excited about it, because it really didn't. God dang, I've got something wrong with my freaking gold chart, I swear. It gets stuck. I can't get it to do. freaking gold. I swear to God, my gold chart is screwed up. All right. Anyways, and see all my shit's over here screwed up too. Where's my numbers? There they are. All right. So I'd like it to come down here and give me an inside candle, if at all possible. God dang. Still would prefer it to blow through that red line and come down here, or come down in here, because we did break this major pivot here. Come down in here and then rotate back on top of the red line, and then that long. Those are my two preferred situations. Because this right here, this situation right here, and we did not eclipse high here. Matter of fact, we were low by a tick and then rotated down. You know how the tick to the long side tends to be your indication that we're going long. Well, the tick to the short side is a lot of times your indication that you're going short. Oh my God. See, look at that red line failing right there. My fingerprint for that, I don't know that I'm going to be right, but my fingerprint for it is right there. That is one tick below that pivot. So I really expect it to come down in here and either run to here or reset here and then cross over and retest. That's kind of what my thought is. Does everybody kind of see what I'm talking about? This pivot right here that we came from was lower than this pivot right here that created this pivot. And we broke it down. Now, they may battle their way long on this 5 minute. I don't know. I knew in my mind it was going to be ugly. I don't quite understand the question, Christine, because I don't know why your number would be here versus here, if that's what you're telling me. Are you going to go long? Kind of looks like it's going to go long. It might actually go long. God dang, that'd be interesting. You're going to call me a liar, aren't you? Oh, shoot. See it? There's, all right, there we go. I keep losing my GC. Like my GC, when I shrink it, it runs off to another screen. And then it's kind of screwed up when it's over there. I'm looking at GC, but I'm looking forward to either reset below that red line and then cross over and retest. I really want this damn thing to run right to here. I don't like the pivot from the top that brought price to the red line because of what I said. It's a lower pivot than the pivot to the left by one damn tick. Whew. Let me blow this up so I can see this better. Let me blow this up. Damn it. I'm just struggling to even use my mouse today. I'm telling you, I kind of like this setup right here. I'm going to try the long if we break that top right there in the RTY. I kind of like this setup. We had an inside candle right here. I'd like it to go down below this candle and then rotate back up. That's kind of what I'd like. Oh my God. Whew. All right, now, are you going to roll over? If you roll over, I'm just dead. I'm not doing this. Are you rolling over? Yeah, all right, I'm dead. I'm not doing it. What I want to show you guys is what I was looking at was we had this candle here and we had an inside candle here. So I was hoping price would kind of poke below that candle and then rotate back up because that literally would have been a boomerang action because of this inside candle. If we'd have pierced it back to the downside, the fake breakdown and then rotate, I'm telling you, that pattern, that's exactly the trade I took in the YM yesterday, that exact scenario. And that ran like crazy when it happened. That exact pattern. Because what you did is you got the traders leaning to the downside off this inside candle being broken down, even though the pattern for the market is to the long side. And I'm telling you, that would have been zing. So that's what I was looking at. But it didn't happen. So I'm all right. Yeah, that's true. That is true. There's no inventory report today because of the holiday. Gold, what are you doing? Are you going to go long? Jim, are you in that long on gold? Okay. Awesome. I would definitely look for that to go at least back to the rotation. Yep. All right. So you got out? Okay. Well, I think once now it's inside that 9 EMA, I think it's going to get pushed. Once it crossed over that 9 EMA, it's going to get pushed. What I'm talking about is See, we had that battle at the 9 EMA. We crossed over, created this gap. I'm anticipating it to sit on here and then keep pushing back towards this area. First major pivot. Well, you got this resistance right here at, ironically, nobody should be surprised that that's where it rotated from, because your support became resistance. You see that? That's your resistance right there, because that was your rotation pivot. So support becomes resistance, resistance becomes support. But it should rotate. It should rotate back long, but maybe it's not gonna. Three contracts, yeah. All right, all right. We may finally be getting somewhere. Come on. No, don't do that, YM. I wanted you to be direct. Come straight down to the prior day high. Come on. I'll be right back. I got to blow my nose. Oh, we may have a W pattern setting up in gold. Damn it. Hold on. Shoot. Let me look at that YM for a second. Okay, we may have a W pattern setting up here in gold off of the red line. I talked about that earlier. I said I prefer it off the red line or the static lines, not the 1 minute gold line. So let's close this out. Yep. All right, here we go. We're going to look for the long here. So we need this pivot right here to be protected, which it's done by right here. We've had the rotation up off of this leg, and then we have an established new pivot that's straight pullback to our support line. And then now what we should be looking for is a long here, as long as this pivot right here can be defended. Holy cow. I might have finally seen a setup. Whew. Jesus. Man. I'm going to let this marinate for a minute. I'm going to wait. I'm going to let this marinate for a second. I want this to become an inside candle. I'd like to have the next candle open down and then break up. That's what I'd like. If I got to defend this pivot right here and it's starting to look bad, man, we're right at it. Oof. We are right at it. Man, I am not liking that. See, now I've got so much price below that red line. I'm not feeling good about that. Yeah, we broke that pivot. Okay, forget it. So what I wanted, just so you know, because we had this leg, see this leg one, created this pivot, rotated up, created this pivot, and then we had straight pullback to this support. What I wanted was these candles to be broke after a sequence of down candles to be broken, and then we would go through this high back to this area. And that trade right there, 15 to 23, is about $700. $800. But it didn't develop. So I'm done. But you just need one of these, just like that. A week, man. And what the hell? That's one contract. That would have been $800 back to that. And so for those of you that see me talk about W patterns before, you know what I'm talking about. The leg creates the pivot, and to keep the rotation long, this pivot pullback has to stay higher than this pivot's bottom. Okay. And then you take the break of the sequence. And what the thought process is, its price should accelerate to here. And then when it peaks its head through here, most likely it'll go back and sit on your 9 EMA, and then it'll rotate up to this spot right here, which is the beginning of your leg down. And that's where your target would be. And that's $800. Just $800, just like that. Now I like this potential W pattern. I like them a lot off the static lines, which would be like the prior day high, that kind of stuff. I really like those a lot off those lines. Oh, God. All right, let's see here. We just have a really lackadaisical market today, in my opinion. We're not really doing anything. It may be because all these Fed clowns are supposed to be talking this afternoon. That is a high likelihood of why things are just not rotating. Matter of fact, I would not be surprised if that's what the real problem is right now. There was no manipulation before. The market just ran up, and that's it. It never manipulated. It never did anything. Now we need manipulation. We need points of interest to be pulled back to and then rotate from to make our strategy work. At least to make it work the way I want it to work in terms of what trades I enter and stuff like that. No, that's not true, Patriot. This thing was on fire yesterday, man. I was blowing out money on the YM. And when I signed off, I told you guys exactly what the trade was going to be later on that day. And it was probably 30 minutes later. It did exactly what I said in the YM. And if you took the trade, you'd have made over $1,000. Exactly what I said. I mean, exactly. I told you at 30 minutes in advance, and then I shut the stream off. But I had to because I was way too busy. I mean, I'm just very busy today, very busy this week, being out of town. Right now, part of the problem with telling you anything going forward is we are out of We're out of the consolidation area. So it's hard for me to forecast a trade right now, because we are way out of the consolidation zones. That's why I would like gold for example, to come back into consolidation zone, or the YM to come back into the consolidation zone, which is down in here. Test those highs and then rotate. The NQ, same thing. I mean, let's look at the NQ. This is not why I'm saying I'm pretty confident it's all these Fed idiots talking today. Is if you pay attention to the market enough, you'll know resistance becomes support, support becomes resistance. And when the market manipulators are manipulating the market, they'll do things like this and get everybody running long, and then they intentionally slam it down to this like say to this daily high or to the red line, either one, with the intent of stealing all the money of the people that are long and scaring them out. Once they've scared enough of them out, then they turn around and rotate it back. That manipulation stuff is not going on today, but yesterday it was. Yeah, well, they're just all these Fed clowns are doing is opening up their fairy tale Disney stories that are all full of fiction lies. Obviously, the gold market sees through the lies. Obviously, the gold market sees through the lies. The old saying is, if you want to know what's really going on, look at the bond market. Then all of a sudden, the Federal Reserve started manipulating the bond market really bad. So I would venture to say now, if you want to know what's going on, look at the gold market. But the old saying always used to be smart money's in bonds. Well, that's true. Smart until the Federal Reserve started buying bonds off by pushing buttons. They started buying bonds. What are you doing buying bonds? By pushing buttons. How is that a free market? How is that capitalism? All right, so I'm gonna potentially take a stab at a trade here. Let me pull it over and show it to you. Okay. It's the exact trade I talked about earlier. I want gold to go in and reset itself low, then cross over and go on top of that red line, and then maybe take it long. That's exactly what I was talking about here. I did not have confidence in it going. Now, Jim made money off that, and that's good, Jim. And by the way, see how like I said, it went to the pivot, and then it rotated down. Support becomes resistance. Resistance comes support. I mean, it's like, there it is. Let me look at this. I'm looking at a potential long here. I would like an inside candle. This candle has to stay closed. I mean, the wick has to get above that red line for me to even stay potentially interested in this. Why am I looking at a crossover retest potential long in the red line? This is why, because we're long in gold. Gold is long. So if we can get on top of the directional moving average in the same direction that the market's going, then we have a potential trade. Later in the afternoon, it's the mindset needs to be reversed. When you get inside that red line, you're then looking for it to go, say today, you're looking for it to go short. Man, yeah, this is just not looking good. I just don't think the manipulation is there right now. It's got to be because these Fed people are talking this afternoon. Yeah, there it goes. It's got to be because these Fed people are talking this afternoon. The market makers are just not moving it in the consistent patterns that I'm used to. I mean, everybody who's been watching these live streams knows exactly what I'm talking about right there, where gold, if the red line is not from a recent high and the pullback is not direct, then it resets down below that red line, crosses over and sits on top of it and goes long. And that's in the direction of the market, i.e. to the short side or to the long side, depending on what direction that market is. And it happens over and over and over again. It just didn't do it today. I mean, there's just the manipulation is just not there. The movers and shakers are not moving it. We are playing in the ocean that's missing the sharks. Missing the sharks. And I try to teach every one of you what the sharks are thinking and what the sharks are doing. But it doesn't matter if the sharks aren't in the tank. Hey Wayne, how you doing? And like this, and this is a good example right here in the YM. I mean, honestly, this break, rotation, pullback to this area, this should not have been this lame. This should not be lackadaisical. There should have been a point somewhere specifically in here where the YM said, okay, wham, right down to there. And then we rotate up. But it's not doing it. Why is it not doing it? I don't think the market manipulators are playing the reindeer games today. I don't have any confidence in it. We've broken too many down pivots in the ES. I don't have any confidence in it right now. I just really don't have any confidence in anything unless we start getting real price movement. This is all very lackadaisical right here. This is way too lackadaisical. This is way too lackadaisical. This rotation down, rotation up, and then all this is way too lackadaisical. How to remove that lackadaisical bullshit is for price to come down here, then rotate back in a direct fashion, like we did in gold, and then retest. So let me show you this again so I can point out what I'm talking about. See when we got down here and we're below that red line, see how deliberate they moved it up on top of that red line? I mean, we're talking, so now people are involved. People are moving it. But then when they rotated it over, nobody continued it. But it's that deliberate movement back over and then reset that you're looking for. That deliberate sequence of candles going in the direction you want to go. Pull back, retest, go. I mean, ES is probably going to run to the moon after I told you that, but that's my opinion. It's just too lackadaisical for me right now. I'm looking for what I just showed you in that gold that's the stuff I'm looking for. I'm looking for a pattern of candles that deliberately move. And then I'm trying to see if there's a rotation point that they moved to, if that makes sense. Otherwise, just because price went to the moving average, I don't care. Moving averages can be very deceiving because I've talked about this before. This is very important to understand. Moving averages can be very deceiving because if price keeps kind of moving along over time, guess what happens? The moving average goes to price. Price didn't go to the moving average. And for these moving average trades to work, price needs to go to the moving average, not the moving average goes to price. I mean, is there going to be a reaction at those red lines? Yeah, because there's going to be a lot of amateurs that'll jump in. Oh my God, we're here at this 21 SMA. But to get the shark to join in the frenzy, there had to be price going to that moving average, creating that rubber band to slingshot it back the other way. I hope I'm making sense, Ivan. Today's just a bad day to sit here and try to make money, at least in my opinion. Now, look at, this may work again. So they may just ultimately get us to what I'm looking for. So they just did it again. All right. They deliberately ran these candles in a sequence, even broke this pivot. If they can rotate back on top of this red line, I might look for a long here. Because again, I think the red line's going to push gold long. We had, let's see here, no bottoms of these candles broken for, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. We broke this pivot here, rotate back down. This would be a potential setup here. I don't want to, because we're so lackadaisical today, I do not want a big candle that I'm entering off of. I want a consolidated candle. I'm just trying to be picky, and I need to be picky today because the market sucks. I need to be picky today. That's another thing about, discipline. It's just recognizing when the market's doing what you want and recognizing when it's really not. I mean, yesterday was so easy to make money. I mean, Jim, I don't know how much money you made yesterday, but I'm sure it was a couple grand. Because the market was just too easy to make money yesterday. So there's no sense in giving it back today just to trade. Still need this to move down. I still need you to move down. Move down. Move down. Move down. Are you just going to run away there? Move down. See, that red line in the ES completely failed. Completely failed. Yeah, I see that. I see that, Orville. I've got my eye focused on it. I've got my eye focused on the NQ right now. Gold, are you going to break down? Let me look at gold here. I think gold is just going to collapse that line. Yeah. I don't want to miss something somewhere else. Damn it. See, everything starts moving at the same time. All of a sudden, hey, everybody wakes up. The market starts moving. If I can get this candle here to stay north of this line right here and then stay inside this candle here, I'm going to take that long that way. But I still got 40 seconds for it to do its thing. I want it to just stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Ah, Jesus. Yeah. It's gone. I'm just too conservative today. That is the setup, but I don't want to protect the bottom of this candle because the rotations are so small. Because if you're in this trade here and it is a red line trade, you got to give it room. So your stop should be down here and your rotation hopefully will be, at least up into this area. Yeah, I see that. Everything's kind of moving down, which is nice. I need stuff to move. Need stuff to move, man. Shoo, wow. Shoot. Let me look at this. Let me get my eyes on this. Let me get my eyes on this. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Geez, that might be a trade right there. That might have been a trade. I was so fucking focused on gold, I missed it. this rotation from here to here back to the long side. So I have to move my charts so that you guys can see them. And then what happens is I lose sight of what I've sat here for freaking an hour to see, which is this. Damn it. That would have been the long that I would have taken. You had an inside candle right here. Inside to this, we had this direct movement here. We have not tested this prior day high at all. There's your long, at least back up to here. God damn it. And that's very smooth compared to what gold was going through. Just sickening right now. I'm just sick. See you, Christine. God dang it. The trade I sat here and told everybody a long time ago, it finally happened. And it was deliberate. You can see sequence in a row. Then we got really fortunate because they gave us an inside candle to the one to the left. And then boom, there's your long. There's your long. And I was dicking around with gold trying to make something out of that. That's all right. I got to... It's so hard. I got to move my charts around and then things I get lost in translation. Now, I would have already popped out of this trade. I wouldn't have let this candle rotate back. Yep, I would have already rotated out of that trade. So I wouldn't have made much money anyways, if it probably just break even. Because again, who was it in here earlier? I said that, yeah, now you may get a W pattern, Kamish, in the YM. Exactly. So we need to pay attention to that. But like somebody was in here yesterday or a couple of days ago and said that they hate to take a winning trade and turn it into a loser. And I think exactly the same way. I just want it to go. And if it doesn't, I don't want to take a loss. The static lines and the 1 minute gold line specifically. Red line's a little different. All right, let's see if we get a W here. Need this pivot here to hold. This pivot right here to hold. See, everybody notice the size of these rotations? There's just nothing to them. It's just ridiculous. There's just not much money to be made today. Never, Wayne, never. I don't have to. If the candles are moving, that's volume. If the candles aren't moving, that's not volume. All right, let's go. This is probably my one and only trade for the day. Come on. There you go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, come on. That 9 EMA is just sitting there punching us in the face. Punching us in the face. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Come on. Now break that pivot to the left. Come on. Come on. Come on, YM. Come on. I know it's slow. I get it, honey. I get it. I get that it's slow. It is slow. The market is slow today. I get it. I'm going to get knocked out, I think. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yep, I got knocked out. Oh, why is this thing here? Need to get rid of that. So what did I lose? I lost $111. $100. Good job, Orville. I lost $100. The sad part is that gold trade worked. That gold trade worked. The crossover retest, there it is. Bang, bang. And then, if you, the directional push is going. I do talk to it a lot. Doesn't necessarily do me any good, but that gold trade was just extremely ugly. Even though it worked, that was extremely ugly. I mean, extremely ugly. Not something I really want to be trying to make my money on. Let me look here. Can we break that pivot there? Can we break that again? What are we doing? Oh, we're going to rotate down, aren't we? Maybe not. Maybe not. God, my nose. Wayne, awesome. Jesus, awesome, buddy. We double bottomed this. I'm going to take that long. Come on. Come on. Go. Go, YM. Go. Go. Come on. Come on. Man, what a day. Yep, not going to work. Jesus, not going to work. Are you going to rotate long? Are you really going to do it? Please, rotate long. Come on. Come on. Hammer candle long. Let's go. Come on. Come on, YM. I think it really wants to go long. It's just the rest of the market's going down. Come on. Now I'm in a bad situation. Come on. Rotate up, please. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. Jesus. Why do we have to be so difficult? I don't know. Oh, man, I'm losing my, I'm losing my data here. I'm going to close this out because I lost everything. Hold on. Come on. How do I close? Close operation failed. I know that. What's the problem here? Shit. Ah. Oh, okay. Close. Thank you. All right. There we go. Woo. All right. Something happened there. My shit all froze. All right. I'm up $65. I'll be right back. I got to blow my nose again. I just lost my when I lost my chart, my stuff there, so I had to close out. Well, I'm up a few bucks. I think I'm going to have to call it a day. It's been a very lackadaisical day. I'm sorry about that. I can't make the market move. Why did I re-enter? See this pivot? We didn't break it when we went down. So I'm like, well, I'm in belief they're still trying to go long. If we had broke this pivot right here on that pullback, then I wouldn't have done that. But they were doing some dirty dog stuff there, cleaning out stops. This is an amazing support area. It needs confirmation down through and then back up to become resistance. So that's why. Yeah, Jim, holy shit. Yeah. I see, there's days where I can make money in gold without even blinking. And if today's not going to be that day, I don't want the stress. Same thing with the NQ. I'm really not paying attention to the NQ, because what's the point if it's going to do all that herky-jerky stuff because we're not being deliberate? I don't want the stress. You know what I mean? I can make my money tomorrow. I don't have to make it today. And right now I'm at what? I'm at 6. I didn't trade Monday. I'm at 670. Wait, 6. I'm at 640 on my $1,000 goal. So, I mean, what's today? Wednesday? Shit, man. I'm going to have a $1,000 day this week. I got 2 more days to do it. I am going to have a $1,000 day this week. You just write that one down. It's just, I just got to have I should have had it yesterday, but I was so overwhelmed with work. Yesterday was a beautiful day for a $1,000 day. Today is not. Today, I just have to get lucky to get a $1,000 day for me. Look at, and let's just to show people some price action stuff, just to kind of show you some price action things. So we had we had this other one here. So what happened when we broke this one here? We came back and tested our support lines. What happens when we broke this one here by a tick? By a tick. See that? We broke this one here by a tick. We came back and tested our support lines again. See, when you start recognizing what they're doing, your life will get easier. Your stress in a trade will get easier. All right. I'm going to shut it down after my whopping $65. After my whopping $65. All right. I got a lot of work to do. I will, as long as I'm not like super sick tomorrow, I'll be back on here. Okay. I'm sorry we didn't make a bunch of money today. Yesterday was the day to do that. Today's just not that day. At least if you're not going to take, if you're going to take trades conservatively. And I try, when I'm talking in this room, I'm trying to tell you guys conservative trades. Not, I think it's going to go this way. I think I'm trying to do conservative trades. All right. Everybody have a good day. Talk to you soon.